When I was telling my friends and family that I was going on a holiday to Namibia, a few of them were shocked. And I just didn't understand why, which is weird because in the past, when I told them I was traveling to European countries, their reaction was very positive, even when they didn't know much about some of the countries. Some of my friends even asked me if I have family in Namibia because this can only be the reason to travel there. The most weird part is that my family and some of my friends are from Africa but have negative views about African countries, even though they haven't visited all of the 54 African countries. I mean, each country in Africa is different. An experience in Kenya won't be the exact same experience in a country like Malawi or South Africa. The cultures are different. The economy is different. A lot of people still have this misconception that Africa in general is just a horrible place. It doesn't have the same luxuries as the West. This is far from the truth. And with the internet now, I think we should know better. Anyway, I did a tour in Namibia from its capital city, Windhoek, to the northeast and all the way to the northwest. I will focus on Windhoek in this video. I was only there for a day, so I didn't get to see all of it, but I got to see some of it. I landed, and you know how sometimes they have a bus to get to the immigration office? With this airport, once we got off the plane, we had to march there. And when I tell you, if you walked a centimeter away from the trail, the staff will tell you to stay on the trail and keep moving. Before you even get to speak to any of the immigration officers, you need to fill in this little form. The same when you're leaving the country, so if you're ever going to visit, fill it in before you land. They hand out the forms on the flights. My first impression of the airport was that it looked a lot like the airport in Lilongwe, Malawi, just better and more organized. A lot of taxis are available at the airport, but I booked mine together with the hotel. I got to the hotel, checked in, I stayed at the 10-bedroom hotel. It was, I think, 30 to 40 minutes from the airport. So, for 61 euros or 51 pounds per night, this is what you can get in Windhoek, including breakfast. The room was spacious and very clean. For 51 pounds, I have to say this was a bargain. It has that mini kitchen, so you can actually work from here as well if you want to stay longer. It also has this little balcony, which is a huge plus. Just so you are aware that this is not the only decent hotel in Windhoek. There are a lot of other good hotels. I'm just showing you that the standards are very high. I think this hotel has a spa as well, but I didn't have time to check. All I'm saying is you get great value for your money. And if you want to spend more, then the more luxurious it gets. I just want to point out how nice and helpful the staff were in this hotel. They really go out of their way to help you. The exterior has a very European vibe to it. This looks like it can be anywhere in Europe. What do you think? You can see for yourself it's very clean, no dust whatsoever. This was just after breakfast. It was very quiet in the restaurant, but it does get really busy. Even though its location is central, the 10-bedroom village is really relaxing and quiet. The village has other businesses too, not just the hotel and the restaurant. At this time, a lot of people were working. That's why it appears really quiet. But as you can see, there's not even gum or cigarette butts. The ground is immaculate. I needed to get a Namibian SIM card and a few other things. I got a taxi to go to a mall nearby. The taxis are really cheap. You can also easily rent a car. So They have this law where you cannot get a SIM card without ID, even for eSIM cards. I think it's like this for a lot of countries though. If you want to save some time, it's better to just get the SIM card at the airport. So this is not where the mall was, but I'm just showing you the architecture.
Right, hello.
Hi. Can I take a picture for you?
Oh, no, it's okay, thank you.
Just to give you a bit of Namibia's background so that you can understand Windhoek a bit more. From 1884, Namibia was a German colony, and you can see the German influences throughout Namibia. After World War I, South African forces conquered Namibia, and eventually the League of Nations gave South Africa a mandate to administer Namibia under certain conditions, and they just treated it like a colony. So in reality, South Africa colonized Namibia after Germany until 1990 when Namibia gained its independence. You can see a lot of South African influences in the whole country as well. When it comes to its landmass, Namibia is humongous. It has a landmass of an estimated 824,292 square kilometers. This means Germany, the UK, Netherlands, Belgium, Portugal, and Switzerland, their combined land masses can fit into Namibia and still leave a lot of area. Its population is only just above 3 million, so it's sparsely populated. And Windhoek has a population of about 470,000 people, which is still not that much considering it's the capital city. Namibia actually gets a lot of German tourists. It also has a lot of German cars. I guess maybe that's the colonial influence. So this is the mall I was talking about. I just want everyone who still thinks Africa doesn't have malls like this to see this. This is the Grove Mall. Even in the town I used to live in the UK, the mall is not this nice. Or should I say the whole borough of Medway. Unless if they did build a new one, but like from 2 years ago, this one looks way better. As I said, Namibia was colonized by South Africa too, so it has a lot of South African shops and supermarkets. South African rands are actually accepted in Namibia. The Namibian dollar is also tied to the South African rand, which means the exchange rate is 1 to 1. So 1 Namibian dollar is equal to 1 South African rand. They have maintained this because they still trade a lot with South Africa, and a lot of businesses are also from South Africa. It doesn't look that busy, but we also have to consider Namibia's population, and this is not the only mall in Windhoek. Windhoek has several malls like this. This is one of the biggest ones, but the others are quite decent as well. You can find anything you need here and in the other malls too. It does have a lot of variety, especially international foods. I really don't think anything was missing I normally would get in European supermarkets. If anything, I think they had more variety with certain things. I couldn't film all of the supermarkets and the shops. That would have taken ages, but for the people who didn't know that all of this is available, well, there you go. This is the Windhoek Crafts Center. I highly recommend that you visit this center if you visit Windhoek. You can see so much of Namibian talent here. They also have this cafe. I didn't check out the menu in detail, I was in a hurry, but I would give it a minimum of an hour to go around the center and maybe 30 minutes to have some coffee or something. And you can stay longer if you need to because they have some really interesting pieces here. This was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's actually lamps made of ostrich eggs. I was so fascinated with the eggs, I forgot to ask, how do you even get an ostrich egg? Ain't those birds really aggressive?
How long would it even take to make one of these?
It depends what design you put on.
Hello. Oh, this is amazing.
When did you make that album?
I beg pardon?
When did you make it?
Why did I make it?
Yeah.
I wanted to clean the environment,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then and the living out of it because it's scrap metal.
Scrap metals.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's so amazing.
That's
That's
amazing.
really, really amazing. Oh, it's so accurate as well. Like, even the hogs and the bulls.
Wow.
It's incredible. They're very talented.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very.
I like that you can see some of the items being created. Like here, this lady was painting these baby bodysuits. This is actually a great place to get some souvenirs in Windhoek. There are a few places you can get them, but here they have a lot of variety. I actually saw quite a few items made from animal bones, like bottle openers made from giraffe bones. I wonder how they get the bones though. Should have asked. You can easily find tailors in the markets in Windhoek. This was one of the markets near one of the townships.
Yeah. This is also beautiful. Look at this. This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Some skin also involved.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Earrings and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Shoes.
Wow.
Everything handmade, eh?
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh my God, that is so pretty.
They also make bags.
I like these little dresses as well.
This is what they used to carry the kids, the babies. The upper
Oh, really?
Yes, this one's up.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And the people. Oh, everyone I interacted with was so nice and just pleasant to be around. It has a mixture of ethnicities, the Oshibambos, the Damara, the Namas, the whites, the coloreds. Coloreds are basically a mixed population in Namibia. They have their own distinctive culture after generations of mixed people mixing. I don't think the word colored is negative in Namibia the way it is in the UK or the US. As I said earlier, South Africa colonized Namibia after Germany. So the South African government applied their apartheid laws to Namibia as well. This made it hard for black Namibians to flourish. You could not live just anywhere you wanted. Certain areas were reserved for whites. There was also like a hierarchy of funding, so for things like education or maybe infrastructure in general. Don't forget, this was not that long ago. Namibia only gained its independence in 1990. So the people who are the same age as my parents would have lived through all of this. As a foreigner, I think I could still see this kind of imbalance. I saw a lot of black people who looked well off, but when I went to the market in one of the townships, there were a lot of black kids begging. Now, let's get one thing straight. Every country has rich and poor people and has poverty in one form or another. But in Namibia, I only saw black kids begging. Yes, the white population is small, but I don't think I saw any white people who looked poor. So I guess this could be one of the results of apartheid. Because to break this off, like, for a lot of people, it's going to take a long time. By the way, townships are towns that were designated for black people during the apartheid system. Apartheid basically means racial segregation. Despite this horrible history, the black people in Windhoek, I would say almost everybody I met had this good aura. I think the people really make Windhoek. I wish I stayed longer to see more of the city, so I kind of only experienced the area near the hotel I stayed in. This Lutheran church is one of the tourist attractions in Windhoek. It was closed when I got there, so I didn't get to see it inside. saw a few posts online that Namibia has the best roads in Africa. They did not lie. The roads in Windhoek are very good. I didn't see any issues. It's different when you go to other cities, but since I'm talking about Windhoek in this video, I would say the roads are good and it's pretty easy to drive around the city. So Windhoek has these four-way stop signs. Everyone stops, there's no rules or like traffic lights on who goes first, and one of the taxi drivers said it's whoever arrives first. And then you get to decide amongst yourselves on who goes first. I mean, this can be confusing for a foreigner, you know? And what's the traffic like in Windhoek? I think it's not bad at all. Even when I was traveling around rush hour, it was not bad. Like, I don't think I got delayed for a long time. About the weather, since I was in Namibia in May, this is part of the dry season in Namibia, which lasts to October. The temperature was good. I think it was about 25, 26, 27 degrees. Not too hot or cold. The sun is quite strong though. The only thing I wish was better was that the days are quite short. The sun sets really quickly. I was in Frankfurt before I went to Windhoek, and the sun was setting quite late, maybe around 9 p.m. And in Windhoek, it was setting around 6 p.m. It set so quickly as well. Before you know it, it's like pitch black. So Windhoek has late sunrises and early sunsets. Well, at least at the time when I was visiting. Oh, another thing. Actually, when you go around the areas that have a lot of grass in Windhoek and don't have a lot of buildings, especially when you're coming from the airport, you can see a lot of wildlife, especially baboons. So you will see them quite easily, oryx as well. Most of the animals can be easily seen around sunsets or sunrise. So if you're driving around this time, you'd have to be really careful or you'd end up running over some animals. When it comes to language, English is the official language in Namibia. It became the official language when Namibia gained its independence in 1990. But I heard a lot of people speaking Afrikaans. Funny story, I remember a while back in the UK, someone asked me how to say hello in Afrikaans just because I'm African. I mean, Afrikaans is a language originating from the Dutch language, and some Namibians and some South Africans can speak it because of their history with the Dutch settlers. So just because I'm African doesn't mean I can speak Afrikaans. Anyway, I was told in Namibia, though, Afrikaans is the most widely understood language throughout the country, even though English is the official language. Most people I met, though, were fluent in 3 languages. So let's say if a person is Oshivambo, they would be fluent in Oshivambo, Afrikaans, and English. If they are Damara, Afrikaans, and English. These last clips show the townships. I feel like in order to fully enjoy Windhoek and the culture, you must visit the townships. They just have so much culture and the food is good. I don't drink, but if you do, this is the place for you. Namibians love to drink, so this is another way you can connect with them. I recommend that you book a tour the way I did. This way, a tour guide will show you all the good places where you can get some food or some beer. The township experience was the highlight of my time in Windhoek. When I say the people are just a vibe, so easy to talk to, I would definitely go on another tour next time. Namibia is one of those countries you want to go back, but mainly because of the people. Thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what you think about Windhoek in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!